Academy Art of University's Urban Nights update is next. Coming up, the latest on clown warnings and the big step one chain store has taken.
They're everywhere. Those people who can't seem to stop sharing everything on Twitter, well, we have the story.
And a new report out, which college majors can result in higher paying jobs and which ones not so much.
Plus, the pain of a bad Yelp review, you'll meet a business owner who's experienced it firsthand. All that and more coming up on Urban Nights next.
Hi there, welcome to Academy of Art University's Urban Nights update. Linda Camacho is joining me. I'm Christian Sprague. With less than 3 weeks left before Election Day, new polls are out that show different views of Hillary Clinton's margins over Donald Trump. Republicans' hopes may not be over. It has been noted by post-ABC polls that 57% of likely voters believe Trump does not represent the core values of the Republican Party. It even seems voters would prefer a congressional Republican to keep Clinton in check over a potential Democratic candidate that would help Clinton and back her policies. In the NBC Wall Street Journal polls, voters voted 53% in favor of a Republican candidate for Congress.
Clinton and Trump shared opposite reactions to the property damage on the Republican headquarters that occurred on Sunday in North Carolina. Someone spray painted the left side of the building to get a threat heard and understood. Nazis Republicans leave town or else. Clinton's response was sympathetic, stating, "I'm very grateful everyone is okay." In his remarks, Trump was blaming this incident on Hillary, saying Clinton supporters are responsible for this action.
As November grows near and near, more and more people are worried about potential voting problems. This is the first election year without key enforcement on the Federal Voting Rights Act, as 14 states new registration and voting restrictions. This could potentially miss some key votes if the polls are close, and it may require some voters to re-register for this year's election. This has created a fear amongst voters of whether or not their votes will actually count.
Target has stopped selling clown masks not only in stores but online as well. Within the last few months, there has been a load of attacks and threats by people dressed in clown masks, terrorizing innocent individuals. Action has not only been taken by Target. Dave Douglas, the owner of Crypt Keepers Halloween in Michigan, has begun to box up some of his clown masks and costumes. The clown scare is especially urgent and we get closer to Halloween for more of the history on this recent phenomenon. I did some digging.
Looks like we are facing more than spiked candy this year. As Halloween approaches, many communities and school districts have a growing concern about this unsettling national clown trend, a trend that started on the East Coast. There have been multiple sightings of people dressing up as clowns, terrorizing kids physically and on the internet. The Charity Child Line is a service hotline provided to distressed children in their hour of need. According to Sky News, they have been receiving hundreds of phone calls from children who have been chased or terrorized by suspicious people who are dressed up as clowns.
I'm here at the Halloween Store Spirit, where many of you will be shopping for your kids' Halloween costume. Karina's just one of many who are concerned about how the clown fiasco is going to be affecting Halloween this year.
And as a parent, we all got emails reminding us if we see something to say something, because any threat is punishable by law, and we just want our kids to feel safe in and out of school.
I see a scary clown, I would run away and get a teacher or an adult.
This horrific trend has been attracting so much media attention, it has unfortunately resulted in a lack of business for professional clowns across the country. Brooke Ham provides us with the inside scoop.
One of the biggest problems is Hollywood and how Hollywood remakes these classic movies such as It. All it's doing is basically making people in the real world think that this is something normal. This is something that everyone should do. Kids used to want to hug me, now they run from me.
Makes you wonder, are all these clown incidents just a build-up for Halloween night or to promote the movie It? In Concord, I'm Linda Camacho with your Urban Nights update.
Hopefully, Tate, this trend dies down and loses its spotlight fast. Parents, please just be extra cautious this Halloween. Don't let your little ones roam the streets too late.
A different kind of Halloween warning is out. Parents should be careful about the face paints they choose for their children. Chemicals have been found in various face paints that can be toxic. Reports say that 48 Halloween face paints were tested and 21 had trace amounts of at least one heavy metal. Lead was also found in nearly 20% of the paints and cadmium in nearly 30%. Samsung Galaxy Note 7 smartphones have been recently banned from all airline transportation throughout the United States. More than 2.5 million Galaxy Note 7 smartphones have been recalled before Samsung gave up the product earlier this week. The smartphone has been reported to overheat and catch fire. The ban went into effect Saturday.
The new Perscope featured on Twitter is allowing users to pipe live videos feed into Twitter. The unique tool about the feature is that it can be used to record without a smartphone. However, piracy has been an issue since people began using the service to record live videos on TV shows and movies. Twitter's goal with this service is to help broaden its audience. Twitter is making an impact on people's lives, but could it be that it made too much of an impact? Reporter Beatriz Martinez has more to share with you on this.
Escaping from the real world, Twitter has become an outlet for people, allowing them to relieve stress, venting about daily actions and thoughts. Uchenna Okanim believes he wouldn't mind long tweets if they were actually meaningful.
I think Twitter is definitely not useful sometimes. I think that when people voice their opinions on certain topics, you have certain people that just don't take it seriously and say stupid stuff. And it's just like you can't stop them because they have their own right to say whatever they want on the app.
Elizabeth Colley, a Twitter user, believes Twitter has helped her in ways you couldn't even imagine. For instance, an average person tweets 5 times a day, while Elizabeth tweets 20 times a day.
I'm a very closed person, so Twitter opens me up. You know, sometimes I'm not sure whether I can tell my friends certain situations, and releasing it on Twitter, I get such good feedback, retweets, more followers, girls be like, yeah, I understand your situation, and it makes me feel like good about myself.
You don't always know the things Twitter can really do to help some people, but what users don't always realize is how the overuse affects those around them.
Jennifer Soto, the best friend of Elizabeth, is the #1 witness of her Twitter overload.
I feel like Liz is always on Twitter because it's a way for her to vent. As towards like having to speak and deal with people physically, Twitter gives you the opportunity to like express your feelings, how you're feeling, or say whatever you want and get feedback on it, but in a different tone of language. When Liz is always on Twitter and doesn't talk back when I'm trying to speak to her, it does get annoying, but you learn to get like used to it around her because I don't know, I feel like it's part of her. So I let her be.
In San Francisco, I'm Beatriz Martinez for Urban Nights Update.
Twitter has been a tool for many people. However, companies are still unsure about its true value.
Graduation rates are at an all-time high. According to the federal data, 83% of students are graduating with a high school diploma on time. Experts state that graduation rates are a big way to measure a school's success and academic progress. Evidence shows that students with a high school diploma are more successful economically The Obama administration is working on improving our public education system so that even more students graduate on time. People are beginning to question the value of a college degree. The graduation rate's at an all-time high. More high school diplomas are getting more high school students are getting the opportunity to attend college. However, economists are starting to focus on how a student's educational path can affect their lifelong earnings. According to a new study done by Glassdoor, research is proving that high-paying jobs are being offered to those who study in a science, technology, engineering, or mathematical field. Although this may be true, that doesn't mean that students in the liberal arts field can't earn a high-paying job. Liberal art majors are finding themselves more financially stable in their career by their mid-50s. And now our very own Anastasia Hansen is with Arthur Lin, an art counselor, to figure out what our future may look like as art students in the workforce.
Hi, I'm here with Arthur Lin, who works here at the Academy of Art University's Resource Center that we like to call ARC. What do you think benefits a student most when it comes to picking a specific successful career, and what may set them back?
Well, I think the number one thing to think about when choosing a major at the school is to find something you're really passionate about. You definitely want to pick a major that you really want to devote a lot of time towards, especially after you graduate. So I think that if you're willing to go the extra mile, definitely pick something that you enjoy. And if there's something that to set a student back is really themselves, if you're not willing to push yourself towards getting towards that goal, then you should probably choose a different major.
Now, Arthur, you've been here for about 6 years. Do you feel like that you've benefited students and have helped students prepare for their future careers?
Honestly, I feel like I've helped a lot of students as a tutor at the school. A lot of times I relate my experiences as a student and as a drawing tutor at the school, and I kind of understand the circumstances about what this industry expects. And anything that helped me in my career, I relay that to my students, and I think that really helps them a lot.
Right, and this question has been coming up all the time here at the Academy. Students fear that when they're pursuing their passion within their specific career, that it will not have a financial benefit. What do you say to students that have that fear here?
Honestly, I think that if a student is really passionate about their major, they should really not worry about any financial burdens. I feel like any major at the school can really be beneficial to anybody if you just put the time and effort towards it. So I think first of all, just focus on having fun at the school and just really working hard at it, and you can make it successful.
All right, and do you have any last advice for either seniors, graduating students, or just students in general on picking a career path?
I think my number one advice is definitely compare yourselves not only to your peers, but also the working professionals in this field. And if you push yourselves to that level, you can definitely achieve anything. So,
thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Anastasia and Arthur. If you're looking for a job, a good place to start might be Amazon. With the holiday season just about starting, Amazon is hiring 10,000 new associates in California. You can get a job. You can GT job information on its website. Apparently, the company is hoping there will be a lot of e-orders and shipments during the holidays.
A new policy regarding Amazon online reviews. Except for book reviews, the company will no longer allow reviews paid by the merchandising company. Customers believe that now they will be able to get real peer reviews and not propaganda subsidized by the retailers. So what happens if you own a business and get a bad online review? Reporter Na Li gets a first-hand look at the pain of one businessman.
Wang Dianguo has owned a Chinese restaurant, General Pot, for 5 years, working 6 days a week, 9 hours a day. He is making enough to get by, but recent Yelp reviews threaten to have a negative impact on his business.
I always look at the Yelp review, but sometimes I see 1 star and bad reviews, and I feel very sad because I don't know why people do that. I always try to do my best. Also, I will accept to their suggest.
Wang Tianguo is not the only one who's upset with what he thinks is unfair Yelp reviews. He is trying to fight back. Since Yelp began in 2004, thousands of people rely on it to make decisions on where to eat and shop. In 2016 alone, Yelp has 23 million monthly visitors and 69 million reviews. And even if a business has an overall good rating, sometimes it only takes one bad review to hurt IT.
I guess it kind of depends on the service and the quality of the food. Like if there's like creepy, crawly roaches all over the place, it's dingy and dirty, just gross, I would give a bad review. I wouldn't want to ever go back there.
Restaurant, negative comments and bad rating if they have bad service. Remember that I've been to a restaurant, I sat there for 15 minutes and no one came to me. Of course, I would give them bad comments on that.
Businesses beware. Bad service can lead to bad reviews, and that can really affect your success. In San Francisco, I'm Nali, Urban Night Update.
In some cases, business owners have taken to writing their own comments on their Yelp review page. Doctors are starting to notice that Yelp reviews may be the cause of the decline in patients. Dr. Jonathan Kaplan told the San Francisco Chronicle, "Yelp is the bane of many doctors' existence. A patient can be vocal, but a doctor cannot. It's not a fair playing field." When reaching out to Yelp, the subject Yelp experts replied, suggesting that medical professionals privately contact reviewers about their concerns.
Having a healthy and active living lifestyle in any state or even country is very important. Boston is ranked one of the most active living environments in the country, while San Francisco came in second. It was evaluated by numbers of bike lanes, parks, and public transits, and will be determined whether the city is walkable. One of the city who scored the lowest in Albert Lea, Minnesota. The city turned over a new leaf to improve their city to be more greener. They are adding 10 more miles of bike lanes and sidewalks, and also changing the policies of using tobacco.
For news of sports here at Academy of Art University, let's join Preference Dominic.
At Haggins Oaks Golf Course in Sacramento, California, Sacramento State hosted a Capital Cross Challenge where the cross-country team faced their third meet of the 2016 season. They went up against several NCAA National I schools as well as their rival California Baptist. In the Art U Top 5 was freshman Marvin Thomas. Both Joshua Thorne and Gaetin Aru placed in 14th to lead the men in 6th place. Graduate student Pierre Fanarosa was the third qualifier, coming in 34th place, followed by graduate student Chris Everett in 63rd. Overall, Academy of Art finished 6th behind California Baptist.
Yeah, it's great. I think Torio just told us this morning after training. So, I mean, yes, it's hard to kind of explain how it feels, especially in the first in program history. I'm just extremely proud of the guys, and especially where we've came from. We're a relatively new program as well compared to a lot of our competition. So,
personally, I can feel a lot of maturity in this team this year. We have lots of graduate students. Even the freshman Marvin has been great and consistent, earning like multiple awards so far.
Now let's check out our athletes of the week. Joshua Thorson led the Urban Knights in the San Francisco Invitational on October 7th at Golden Gate Park. The meet featured 9 West Region teams. Overall, Thorson placed first, helping Art U claim the team title.
Nice on me! Nice on me! 1, 2, 3, nice!
The race went out pretty reasonably quick, but the course overall was significantly slower than our last race, so there were places where you needed to push and other places where you needed to take it easy. So kind of one of those races where you're constantly thinking. A race with a lot of focusing and effort, but I thought it went pretty well for everybody.
Another athlete of this week is Sterling Hawkins. She became the individual champion at Dixie State Invitational for golf. Hawkins shot an even 72 in the first round, then the final day got a career low of 69, taking the title.
My first round of golf, it was windy outside, and we weren't expecting it to be windy. I mean, luckily we played the practice round in the wind. We always get the question, you're a sports team on an art school? What? And then I have a whole entire thing where I repeat, yeah, we're D2, and now I can say we're top 13.
Well, that's it for this week's Urban Night Sports Update. Join us again next time. Back to you, Tate.
Thanks, Preference. Speaking of student athletes, is it really beneficial to play a sport and go to school at the same time? I go in for more on the story.
In today's world, college sports is one of the best ways to pay for an education. But is it more desirable to gain experience in the workforce or money for education? Goalkeeper Kevin Mendez shares his thoughts with us.
It's very difficult because you have to manage time very, very proficiently. And I feel like I'm way behind other students just because I have to dedicate more effort and more time into my sport. Yes, I love my sport, but at the same time, I feel like it's holding me back from those internships that could help me in the future.
Now, it's said that being a student athlete is a lot like working 2 full-time jobs. So the thought of having an internship or a third job on top of that is just too much for any person to handle. Working 3 jobs does not give you enough time to get the work done for each one. Along with schoolwork, student athletes are required to go to training sessions, meetings, and other various team activities. This often creates an issue with them getting jobs or internships while they're playing. Osvaldo Ruiz explains to us how difficult that can be as an employer.
In that case, I don't really hire them because I know they're going to be too busy to be working the schedule that we have here at the store, at the company. So I wouldn't really look into it too much on hiring them.
In San Francisco, I'm Tate Sprague with your Urban Nights Update.
So if you're thinking about playing a sport and going to school, first consider the time commitment, then make your decision.
Now, let's join Na Li with this week's entertainment.
Hi, get ready for a whole lot of fun. A lot of movies opening this week, including The Whole Truth. Keanu Reeves is starring court film. He plays a lawyer, Richard Reeves, a young father charged with starving defense. Defense lawyer Keanu Reeves takes over a private case. He promised to Meg's mother that he would let her son Meg be free from prison.
The case before you today is a simple one. The defendant, Mike Lassiter, stabbed and murdered his father.
You can't let him go to prison.
It always sounds bad in the beginning.
That's definitely a dramatic thriller that opened on October 21st and hitting the big screen in same days is Jack Reacher Never Go Back. The directed by Edward Zwick, Tom Cruise praises the title role.
I think it's really, just as an actor, a very fun character to play, challenging to play, and I think enormously entertaining for an audience.
Bay Area, are you looking for something fun to do this weekend? There are party of events coming on the city. If you are a variety of creative food, hand over to Off the Grid, a food truck and music celebration. Nearly 30 food and beverage vendors gather. Now there's a party. It's also California's largest week street food market. This week, October Bonanza takes place every Friday from 5 to 10 p.m. at the historic waterfront campus of Front Mission Center. Halloween is coming. You currently don't want to miss in the 2016 Procedural Pumpkin Convent Festival. On Saturday, you can create your own pumpkin masterpiece at the Procedural Main Parade Grid on Montgomery Street from 11 until 4. If you are fan of film, check out the Foxy for Film Festival. This free 5-week series on Friday night at the Prosecution Week in Movie Trailer takes place in Hayes Valley. The festival has Halloween short night. If you join this event, remember to bring your blankets, low chairs, and anything you need. All screens start at 7 p.m. If you are looking to know the film schedule, just check the website at San Fan Fan Trip. That's all we have on the entertainment. See you next week.
Thanks, Nali. The Bay Area has a hotbed of artistic food. Recently, Urban Nights reporter Lucius Lee checked out the Eat Real Food Festival in Oakland to see for himself.
Artisan food are becoming more popular. Their popularity may be due to people who are no longer satisfied with ordinary food and are looking for new and creative dishes. Here at the Eat Real Festival at Jack London Square in Auckland, Caucasian is a restaurant with a unique menu.
We're the world's first produce-only restaurant, and that means that every ingredient we use starts from a whole, fresh or dried fruit or vegetable. So we don't use any canned stuff, no third-party processed ingredients, no oil, no salt, no syrup. Everything just comes from fresh produce. And our vision was that fresh fruits and vegetables are the healthiest things on earth. So if we can make food taste delicious from the healthiest stuff on earth, then you get all the flavor and you get all the health and you live an amazing life. So that's our vision.
My business started about 3 years ago, and it was just a crazy idea that I had from creating a recipe that I wanted to present to the world, using only real ingredients, no colorants and no preservatives on my food.
I'm here in North Hill neighborhood of San Francisco at a new restaurant called Korea.
Taqueria fuse Mexican and Korean dishes for a unique flavor.
It had a good review on Yelp. It sounded good. I like fusion food, so.
In San Francisco, I'm Lucius Lee for the Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update.
Taqueria is just one recent example of culinary infusion. We're sure there will be more in the future.
That's it for this edition of Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. I'm Christian Sprague.
And I'm Linda Camacho. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. See you back next time.